Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight I would like to offer the elemental energy reading for the sign of Earth, right there, for the month of November of 2023. Earth covers the energy of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you're one of those, this is for you. Or if you have Earth fairly high up in your charts, you can check this out as well. I made a video last month about why I read elements, not zodiac, kind of outlining where it falls in the layers of energy. So if you want, I'll link that in the description. You can check that out if you're interested. And I kind of enjoyed doing the I-ching in last quarter, so I'm going to continue that on through this one. I have pre-cast the hexagram, if I can find it, which a hexagram in this connotation is a pattern of 6 lines. It's not like a polygon or of any form. And for Earths, for November, we have the hexagram 41, which is loss and reduction. So this is where we're at. The text is loss accompanied by confidence, sublime good fortune, and no error. It is favorable to have in view some goal or destination. If there is doubt as to what to use for the sacrifice, 2 small bowls will suffice. Going forward, you might have to let go of something so that you can achieve your destination, your goal, the things that you're working towards. And it says loss accompanied by confidence. Just because you've lost something doesn't mean that it's something you didn't need to let go of in the first place. Sometimes life just takes things out so that you don't have to worry about them anymore. And that's where that confidence to know that what's happening is the way it's supposed to happen. So we'll get started here with our foundation line. To hurry away when work is done is not wrong, but first consider whether such a hasty departure will harm the work. Basically, you don't want to just ditch something out just because. Make sure it's completed before you walk away from the project. But it doesn't mean that you have to linger around and keep tweaking it. When it's done, walk away. And that's your foundation for the month. For your second line, persistence in a righteous course brings reward, but to advance or go anywhere now would bring misfortune. This is not a time for decreasing, but for augmenting. Staying focused on what you're going towards. Keep that goal as the center point. But as it says, to advance, to go beyond where you're at, might not be the best decision. This is a time to look at where you're at, adjust the course if necessary, see what else, maybe there's other tools that you need to bring in or something along those lines, but that's where you're at the moment. This is the time to take a pause, see where you're going, what's going on, and what needs to be let go of or shifted a little bit. When that's where you usually say augmented, because you're not really going anywhere at this point. You're taking a pause because you may have to make some adjustments. So for our third line, the first broken line, going from the bottom up, if 3 set forth together now, 1 will be lost on the way, whereas 1 man going forth alone will find company. So with this one, may not be a bad idea just to work on your stuff by yourself, and the right people will be attracted. To collect some people and then go forward, probably not the best decision. So if there's a project you're working on, you just work on your project. Don't worry about bringing other people in right now, Earth. This is more about you developing your skills, and in doing so you will automatically attract the right people. The 4th place line, he reduced the number of ills besetting him and thus hastened the arrival of happiness, no error. To really truly move forward towards goals, whether those are personal, business, relationship, it's really time to let go of the things that aren't working. If there is a grudge against a former partner, lover, friend, let it go. It's not helping you anymore. All you're doing is carrying around luggage that you don't need. So it's reducing the number of ills. What's not working? This month is so far is really pointing, just from the I-ching anyway, to taking a breath, taking a pause, looking around at this where you're at. You have goals, great, keep going towards those. But what can you let go of? What can you remove? Instead of spring cleaning, think of it more as fall cleaning. So, the 5th place, there was one who enriched himself to the extent of 10 peng of tortoise shells, which is about 2100 of whatever it is you're working with. And who would accept no refusal, sublime good fortune. When you start really focusing and clearing space, it allows the stuff that you've been working towards to actually move into your environment. Nature hates a vacuum, and if you have very specific goals and intentions that are set, as you're clearing the space, the universe is going to fill it to help you with those intentions and goals. So the 5th place line is really about, as you've worked through the 4th line, which is cleaning things out, getting rid of those ills, the 5th line is saying this is where abundance comes in. Abundance as in relationships, friends, it could be financial. You never know. That's up to you and what you've been working on. Our capstone, the top place, gain which causes no loss to others, involves no error. Persistence in righteous courses brings good fortune. It is favorable to have in view a goal or destination. He obtains followers, but not family or home. You really want to stay focused positively with no harm to anyone. Use the golden rule. Use the Wiccan read however you see that, and harm you none, do what you will type thing. Because going forward this month, if you are clearing... Sorry. If you are clearing space and you are making room for the abundance to flow in, it doesn't really matter what else is going on. Now, if your only focus in life is enrichment, they're saying this is a good time for that. But if that's your only focus, that's all you're going to get. Because the way it's talking in this particular hexagram is whatever it is you're hunting for is what you're going to get. But if you're only after financial gain, you're not going to gain, and you will gain followers, which are people who are like, the yay, it's this person, but it won't be close connections. The family or home part is really talking about those inner circle. It could be a partner, it could be something else, but they're really emphasizing that this is, if your only goal is money, you may get that this month, but it might not be exactly what you were looking for. Money doesn't buy happiness. It can make you more comfortable, but doesn't buy happiness. So there's our I-ching reading, and we'll hop into the tarot, and I read intuitively, so the messages that come through may not be the messages that are the exact meaning of the cards. I read week to week. There are 5 weeks in November. Yes, we'll go with 5. The way it's broke up on the calendar, it's about 5. And I read a guide or guardian, a message from spirit, and a guide or guardian is whether you need guidance that month or maybe a little extra protection. The message from source or spirit is a positive reinforcement, something to help support you through that week. And then we look at a lesson or a challenge from the tarot, and it could be a lesson, something to work on. It could be a challenge, giving you a heads up that this might be a little bit of an issue that week. So with that, we'll get started for our first week of November for Earth energy for the month of November 2023. And if you're interested in any of the decks that I am using, they're linked in the description below. And clicking through those links, at least the Amazon ones, does actually help support the channel. So if you're interested, you can check those out. Your first week is friendship and union. So the angels of friendship and union are here to work with you, to help you work within a friendship relationship, but it's also about coming together. So these are the angels that will help you develop deeper friendships, really work with within a friendship, relationship, connection. And with relationships, they're saying that this is not just between intimate relationships or friendships. It could work into business relationships. It could be relationships with colleagues, work relationships, things like that. Because a relationship is just two entities coming together to work, to be friends, to, become acquainted. And so this first week, the angels that are coming through are here to support you in deepening relationships that you already have, or maybe bringing in new ones that you've been maybe looking for. With the I-ching, there's goals that you've been working towards, and so this could be part of that, is bringing in those new relationships. Your message from Source is Woodwives, adaptabilities. Being adaptable, being open to change, is a skill and an art. It is not easy. Sometimes it is a gigantic pain. But what's coming up is the message from Source. This is a time when you're working with these relationship angels to learn how to adapt, how to grow. There's times for compromise. There's times for holding fast because the other person has to compromise. But it's looking at things from the perspective of the highest energy. What is going to be for the highest and best good of the situation, so that both of you have win-win situations and grow together. Now, karmically, that may not always be the case, but that's where the adaptability comes from. Sometimes you have to appear to lose so the other person's karma can balance things. And sometimes they will appear to lose so that your karma can come into balance. So you've got this energy of adaptability, going with the flow. And when you're working with the friendship and union angels, that's really actually what we're all trying to do, is find new balance and go with the flow in positive ways. Not go with the flow down the toilet, but definitely go with the flow in a way to build and support each other. So your lesson or challenge from the tarot for this first week is the Seven of Autumn. Have patience, don't worry, take time to rest and plan your next steps. A prudent investment of time or money. So taking care of yourself in this first week, a little bit of self-care, taking that pause, really looking at the things that are important to you. They're showing me that this is a time for spending it with your inner circle, taking that time for self-care, doing a bath, ordering dinner in so you don't have to cook, something along the lines of a little bit of pampering. But it's because you're doing a lot of energy clearing. They're kind of setting you up for this month, actually. But during this time, it's about having patience, not being hyper aggressive to, well, my goal is way down the road, I've got to do all these steps. No. You're taking the next step. You're going with the flow this month. And so your lesson or your challenge could be learning how to go with the flow, really taking care of yourself, taking care of the needs of your inner circle, because that is going to support you moving forward. So let's look at the second week for November. Can't believe it's November already. We have Earth and Ground. So this is working directly with your energy. This second week is the first week you were connecting, you were working, going with the flow. The second week, it's time to reset. Bring your energy down, be barefoot as much as you can, even if it's like around here, it's getting a little chilly out, so barefoot outside doesn't always work. But take your shoes off when you get home and don't wear slippers or socks. Just allow your feet to let out the stress. Earthing and grounding are very important to help us release tension from the day, release an energy charge that we get, especially if you're working in computer or Wi-Fi heavy areas. Allowing that energy to flow out and reconnect you to Gaia, to the heart of the planet, is very healing and very nurturing. And the angels of Earth and Grounding are coming in to say, let us help you reconnect. Let us help you settle in. Your Earth, you're already fairly grounded, but sometimes you get a little up here, up into the higher chakras. That's not where you tend to live. You tend to be more down. These angels can help you find that new balance and reconnect with the heart of the planet, which is really kind of your energetic soul at this point too. So let's look at what Source has to say We have dances on one foot, a balancing act. This ties right back into ground, earth and ground. This is the time to reset. The first week, you were bringing in, working on relationships, kind of deepening things. The second week is grounding. It's balance, finding stability. Well, a lot of people talk about the heart chakra because that's, heart for love, romance, compassion, empathy, but they miss a point. Not all of them, but some of them miss the point. The heart is the balance. So when you're standing on one foot, you're finding balance. When you focus on the heart, you're balancing the top 3 chakras that are more spiritually focused, more upwardly energy-wise. The lower 3 chakras are your survival, your existence, your physical world. The heart is the balance point. It's the fulcrum. So when you're dancing on one foot, you're dancing in a balanced state. You're dancing to the beat of unity and joy. And so the message from Source is really focus on that dancing on one foot. A way to remind yourself is if you happen to be in the kitchen cooking dinner, just pick up one foot, find your balance, and then stand there while you're doing whatever. Switch feet and find your new balance. But really remind yourself that that balance is what's going to help you move forward through this month. So let's look at your lesson or challenge from the tarot. And we have the Hermit, number 9. Find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. Finding your balance at times means to step away. As it said in the I-ching, there will be a time when it's better to walk alone and allow others to come to you than to collect others for a journey. The Hermit is the embodiment of going by yourself, handling things on your own. If people follow you, that's fine. But you're not seeking out their attention. You're not seeking out their aid. If they come in, they come in. And so when you find your new balance, you're going to really honestly repel the people who aren't helping you, but you're going to open up an energetic flow that draws the right ones in. And the Hermit is saying, I can do it on my own. You want to come along? Great. Don't get in my way. And that's not being rude, but you can have stumbling blocks and they can have the best of intentions in the world. Trust me, I've had a few of those myself. So, but that's the energy of what we're looking out for or being aware of in this second week. So your guide or guardian for the third week is spiritual growth. As you found balance, you've worked with relationships, now it's time to really elevate. Your spiritual growth and these angels, and they're saying Metatron and Sandalphon, so you might tap into that energy specifically, are here to guide you, to elevate you. As you're going through this month, this third week is the balancing point. And they're saying that this is the time when you'll notice a hunger for more spiritual needs or desires. And that could be with your relationship, your romantic relationship, could be wanting that deeper connection in a more spiritual way, which is spiritual growth. You might be seeking out a new prayer, a new meditation practice, a way to deepen your spiritual connection to God's source energy. Could work with your angels and guides, but the spiritual growth angels are really about adding spirituality to all aspects of your life, not just your meditation space in the morning or your altar space or your prayer space or your rosary. They're saying all of it. Bring spirituality in, because when you start connecting everything to spirit, it all starts to grow along with you. So your message from Source is mindful group think. Connecting with people who are like-minded, and that spiritual growth is really about connecting with others who are on the same journey, same path. The Hermit was saying, head out on your own, see who joins in. And this third week, it's really about, as the people join in, before you open all of the inner sanctum to them, are they on the same wavelength as you? They don't have to be the same spiritual frequency as you, but are they on the same mental wavelength? That mindful space, that group think mentality, where if you're all connected at a spiritual mental level, that's awesome. But if someone comes in proclaiming one thing and they tie to you, it can actually sour it and, bring in ills that you didn't need. And so this third week is about really paying attention to that. You're building in a spiritual and mental state, connecting with relationships, businesses, etc. But don't forget, you can handle what's coming and what you're going through this month on your own. If they're coming along, they need to be tied into the way you're looking at things, at least through the third week. So your lesson or challenge is the 10 of spring. Ask for help from others, all work and no play, being weighed down by too many responsibilities. Don't get overburdened by what's coming on or what you're going and doing this month. The I-ching says, let go of things that aren't working, let go of the ills that you have apparently too many of. Learn to have fun. So as you're going through, things might feel a little intense, especially when you're working on spiritual growth. It can really get intense. But the 10 of spring is saying, don't overthink it. Enjoy it. Bring in your guides. Bring in God source energy as an enjoyable partner to your life, not as a master striking a whip against you. And have fun with life. When you're in a spiritual existence, life's not serious. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. You can still have fun and laugh and joke and carry on. And that's the 10 of spring, is just saying, don't forget that you're still going to enjoy everything that you're going through. And and when I say going through, it could be something fun. Enjoy it. It could be something not so great. Find a reason to be happy through it. And it's going to come out better on the other end. So for your fourth week, we have clear, cancel, release. These are the angels to help you clear out the ills. Remove the ills so that you can make space for the prosperity, for the abundance, for the energy of the universe to fill it with what you've been intending. These angels this fourth week are saying this is the time to let go. You have worked through this week, you're building connections, you are grounding, you're reconnecting to spirit, and this week, let go of what's not working. What is it? And think about this. What is it that is in your life right now, energetically speaking, we'll go with that, that's not quite what you would like? Is it a habit? Is it a sleeping pattern? I have one of those. Is it maybe not drinking enough water, drinking too much juice or sugary stuff, finding that balance again? But what is it that you can clear out, cancel an energetic connection to? Addictions are an energetic connection at its core. And then release it. Let it go. Let God source divine energy clear it out of your space. Let Gaia ground it and refresh it so that the energy is no longer in that negative state. But the angels are coming in to say, let's work through the ills that you want to release. It's something that might be just sitting in the back of your head like, man, I just need to figure out how to let this habit, whatever, go. This fourth week is a good time to do that. And we are in a period of time where Saturn has come in to help us reset. This last eclipse cycle that we were just coming out of was setting us up for a great clearing and resetting. I talked about that in another video. You can check that out. But we're in a window of time right now between now and March of 2024 where what we anchor now is going to set us up for the future. We are in a period where we can recreate things that we were not so happy with. So this fourth week is, what is it you're not so happy with? What is it you want to let go of? And how do you want to change that? So our message from Source is Root Girl, the disowned self. There's always parts of who we are that we want to ignore. We want to forget. Don't want to claim that part of ourselves. When we're clearing, canceling, and releasing, you're peeling away protective layers to the disowned part. When you do that, you're reconnecting we'll go shamanism for a minute. You're going to reconnect with parts of your soul that have been peeled away. Parts that, because of things that have happened in life, have fractured you. So during this, you're connecting. Your root is your survival. It is you personally. The root chakra connects you to Gaia through the Earth Star chakra in the fifth dimensional chakra system, In the third dimensional, that is your connection to Gaia, the planet. The root is where we carry personal trauma. The root is where we carry the things that are specific to us in this incarnation exclusively. This is really focusing on that inner child work. When you're clearing and releasing, sometimes things bubble up that you may have forgotten about. So, Source is saying, find ways to be gentle. As you're clearing, you're kind of rearranging stuff, things may bubble up this fourth week. Be aware of that and be gentle with yourself. If you need to take a moment to cry it out, do so. If you need to journal it out, do so. Do what you need to heal. The angels are very supportive this fourth week, and God's Source Divine Energy is also saying they will be here for you no matter what's going on. And if you don't have a lot to clear, great, that's less you have to deal with. But if there is something deeper building and going through this fourth week, this is kind of a heads up that it's not going to be permanent, and this is a good time to release because you have the support of all the powers of light on your side. So, your lesson or challenge from the tarot is the Ace of Autumn, a windfall of money, advice, or assistance. A very successful project, a happy change in your career, or any form of change. With this particular energy, though, the Ace of Autumn, you're working with changing the environment. When you're clearing and releasing, you're working with that deeper part. You're peeling those layers of possibly trauma away. And the Ace of Autumn is saying, you've got a lot of good things starting. You've got a new beginning building. Let's work with that. So it's a lesson that you're working through this week, this fourth week. They're showing a karmic lesson. So this week could be clearing some karma, which is also huge because that sets you up for a way better future. As you clear karmic patterns and lessons, it takes those patterns out of your cycle so that you can go on without having the history to drag you down. So this fourth week is really about clearing stuff out and releasing, because the lesson is you're preparing for a new beginning. You're preparing for new things coming in for you. So let's take a peek at this fifth week. Which angels or guides do we have for Earth? My deck's not wanting to talk to me. There we go. We have cut the cords. So we've got Archangel Michael coming in, and any of the warrior angels that are stepping forward, because this week you've cleared stuff out. This month has been about reconnecting, finding a new balance, really awakening your spiritual practices, and now it's time to cut the cord to the past you're leaving behind. You'll always remember the lessons, but you don't need the energetic anchors sticking to you. You don't need that monkey clinging to you. You're not moving very fast when you're anchored or you have something trying to trip you up the whole time. So you're cutting those energetic cords. This last week of November, we've just had Samhain, which was the energetic new year. We're moving towards January, which is the physical new year. This is the perfect time, this last week of November, to be like, you know what, we're done. Last year, we're done with that. We're done with the history, clearing it out, moving it away. I'm taking the lessons because I need those to continue moving. That's who I am. But I don't need the energetic garbage. I don't need the depression. I don't need the anxiety. I've learned my lessons. It's time to move forward. Working with the angels of cutting cords this last week of November is a really prime time for that. So, your message from Source is the Horsemen, Heralds of Change. You're cutting cords because you've cleared things out. In the fourth week, you had the Ace of Autumn as your lesson, saying you have a new beginning. This card is saying, this God Source energy is showing you, now is the time for this new beginning. Now is the time for this abundance, however that shows up for you, to be brought in. You have to clear space. You have to readjust. You find a new balance. then the universe can bring stuff in that you've been working towards, whether that's a relationship, financial, a new home life, friendships, whatever. This 5th week is where stuff is going to start to manifest. You've been clearing the space and working it out through the month, but this 5th week, they're saying that this is the time when those new beginnings and new starts are going to really start to anchor in. So let's look at your lesson or challenge from the tarot. And we have, get my deck out of the way here, the Princess of Winter, inquisitive, truthful, realistic, but undiplomatic. Information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. When we're working with this type of energy, you've got new things coming in. You've got new beginnings. You've got changes occurring. With change, with cutting cords, sometimes the truth of a situation starts to come forward. This 5th week, the truth is not going to be sugar-coated. It might be gentled, but it's going to be very out there. You're not going to question what's going on this 5th week. It's going to be very black and white. Sometimes that kind of truth can be very brutal. It can feel very rough, very harsh. It's not meant to be, and that's where the horsemen, the heralds of change with God Source energies coming in to say, let us help you process these changes. You'll still experience the truth. You'll still understand the truth of what's happening. But when you have angels coming in to cut the cords and you have God Source energy helping you shift these timelines and adjust these realities, it makes the truth a little bit more palatable. It's not so brutal. So hopefully these messages resonate for you guys for November, and gals, in Earth Elemental energy. With that, we will sign off. I hope you guys have a great rest of the month of November. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think of the I-ching or the reading or any ahas you may have had, and I will talk to you in a future video.